So that was New Prague, Minnesota, and that was so once again small towns and stuff. It's pretty much where the farm area of Minnesota begins and where the city ends, because 30 minutes or so away is the suburbs of Minneapolis. And so we were kind of on the outskirts of our district. Everyone else is in the burbs, and here we are, and we're kind of caught between the more farm zones and the more city zones, and here we are in the middle. But yeah, the biggest town was 7,000, and it just got smaller from there. Like I said earlier about Minnesota in general, very Catholic Lutheran population. I felt like New Prague probably had more Catholic people than anywhere else, only because its founders were, like I said, descended from Czechoslovakia, where the Catholic Church was very heavy. And so, but because of that, that area and other areas, particularly this one, I have a very soft spot in my heart for both anyone of the Lutheran Catholic faith, because it just brings back memories of my mission. But I found that majority of the time, the active Catholic members were the nicest people to us. They weren't always interested in what we had to say, but they were extremely kind to us. And so I have a lot of, I respect everyone of every different faith, but I gained a lot of respect and love for those who practice their faith, and met a lot of kind members of other churches in that city, and once again particularly the Catholic Church, because it's a very prevalent church in that city, and just so kind to us. I remember there was a Catholic church in that city called St. Wenceslas. Absolutely beautiful, and I love going into old churches. I think they're architecturally fascinating and beautiful, and I love it. And so right next door to the church was this little house where I'm assuming the priest or that parish and their secretaries and stuff would be. And so me and my companion wanted to go inside the church for P-Day just to check it out, but we didn't know if we could, if that was a thing, since it was their property. So I just remember probably one of the initially, and it turned out fine, but one of the initially scariest door knocks of my mission was going to that little parish house where the priest and his secretary and stuff were knocking on that door. And as soon as they answered, I'm trying to spit out as fast as I can that we're simply there just to ask them if we can go inside the church, because the last thing I wanted to think was, here's these two Mormons knocking on the priest's door and right next to the Catholic Church and saying, hey, we're mission, So, but yeah, that was a fun area. Most of the people who lived there worked in the Twin Cities. I just made the commute. One that I did want to share that I forgot to share when I was in New Prague, that if I were to think of some of the most significant stories of my mission, I think this would be one of them. Just want to get a personal lesson that's applied more to me, more so after the fact, is we were serving in a small little town called Montgomery, and it's part of the New Prague area. Small town of 2,000 people. Is your standard Minnesotan farm town, one Lutheran church, one Catholic church, and all of that. It was an area where it was termed as the black hole of the area on our mission map, which was there long before me and my companion got there. Some missionary had drawn like a circle around Montgomery and said black hole. There was maybe one or two members there, but extremely less active, didn't really care too much about the church. Maybe one or two pages of potential investigators have been contacted over the past long while, and a few former investigators, but compared to the other cities, this city had nothing. Well, me and my companion, we had nothing going on. It's nothing, we weren't really finding people, and my companion just said, let's go to Montgomery. He wasn't too fond of tracting, but he said, I don't like tracting, but let's go there. No one ever goes there. And a couple of neat things happened. That's my last area. So by the time I left my mission, probably about 80% or more of our investigators were from Montgomery. It was really fun to tell members that. They'd be like, Montgomery. And we also met a woman there who whose grandmother was a very active member. And so they'd be like, oh, that's cool little connection. And then later, General Conference came around, and Elder Holland gave his talk, Like a Broken Vessel, all about depression. And after the conference, my companion kind of noted, like, that was a really good talk. It was kind of interesting. It didn't really feel like it fit any theme with the rest of the conference, but great talk. Well, we later found out this woman suffered from severe depression, and so we were able to show her that talk. And once again, everything, it was a reminder to me, I guess, that the Lord really is aware of all of his children, including in little 2,000 people, Podunk, Montgomery. The Lord was very aware of his children, and it was just neat to me that if he's aware of people in such small surroundings and in such specific struggles such as depression, then obviously he's aware of all of us and with our specific individual struggles. It's a neat witness to me of that. The Lord could work miracles in little Montgomery, Minnesota.